Dwayne Johnson, Arnold Schwarzenegger. These guys are some of the most fit and strong people in the entire world. And that can scare many people. After all, if exercise can lead to guys like that, I mean, who's in the gym? Guys just like that? I can't compete with them. Well, you may think that, and to a degree that is certainly true. But there are many other benefits for exercise, both physical and mental. And if you can exercise, you certainly should. During this video today, we'll be going over the benefits, both physical and mental, for exercise. Then we'll talk about some of the myths related to exercise that may dissuade you from going to the gym. Then, in the second half of this presentation, we'll begin to go over some of the resources that you have, and also some directives towards creating a workout plan, how often to exercise, and what to do while exercising. We'll get more into these ideas in more detail later on during the presentation. Now, many people, even myself at times, don't exercise for a wide variety of reasons, whether it be time or what have you. But we certainly should, because there are so many benefits to exercise. First off, we'll go into the physical aspects of those benefits. There are many possible conditions that are prevented or alleviated by exercise. First off of these are obesity, and then we'll get into heart problems later on. Now, obesity is caused by, at the end of the day, people eating more calories than they burn. And one way to burn more calories is by exercising. So, if you're eating a certain number of calories, let's say 2,000, and right now you're burning naturally about 1,800, then you're gaining 200 calories of weight per day. But if you can exercise more, then you can even it out, or maybe even start losing some weight by going beyond how many calories you eat. Next off, another condition are heart conditions. Now, your risk for heart disease and heart problems are greatly reduced by exercising. Risks of heart attack and high cholesterol go way down. Your oxygen levels go way up, through the roof. And that's all thanks to exercise. Next are the more physical, structural benefits. Now, we all know that exercise bulks up your muscles, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, all those guys. We'll get more into that later on, but really it helps to strengthen your muscles. You can lift more, do more, all that great stuff. But there are also many benefits for your bones. In younger people, you have much stronger bones if you exercise a lot more. And in older people, you have a decrease in your bone density. But if you exercise, then you can alleviate that, and your bone density decreases at a much lower rate. Next, we will be going into the mental perks for exercise. There are many mental benefits of exercising, and many of those, as you would think, seeing that's mental health, are for your brain. Now, when you exercise, your brain releases chemicals, and these chemicals help you stay more relaxed. And when you're more relaxed, that reduces your stress levels, and by extension, your risk of depression. Next, your brain also releases proteins, and those proteins help to strengthen the structure of your brain. And by strengthening that structure, it keeps your brain together for longer, and it really helps you out later down the road. Next, a really powerful statement as to what exercise can do for you. Exercise can help you get over addiction. It helps to decrease the withdrawal symptoms, and it's a fantastic thing to do if you're trying to get past smoking or drinking. Next, we'll be talking about some of the myths related to exercise that may dissuade you from exercising in the past. Next, there are many myths about exercise that may be scaring you away from exercising at all. And we'll try and address some of them here. First off is the idea that you have to work out at least an hour every single day in order to have an effective workout regimen. That's just not true at all. First off, 1 hour. Now, according to the University of Copenhagen in 2012, their study said that working out for half an hour can actually be much more effective than working out for an hour. Just work up a sweat and increase your heart rate, and you should be more effective in just half an hour. Second off is the idea that you have to work out every day. Now, according to Meredith in 1966, you want to take off a day or two per week. Working every single day will hurt your muscles because you're not giving them a chance to recover. Next is the idea that you will bulk up a lot from doing weight training. Now, you may bulk up some and you'll certainly gain some muscle mass, but you won't look like The Rock after just a month of weight training. You have to take specific steps in order to end up looking like a massive bodybuilder. If you want to take those steps, good for you. But if you don't, don't be afraid of it. Don't not exercise just because you're afraid of looking that massive. Next, we'll be going over how to go about exercising. Now, if you want to make exercising a habit, you want to develop an exercise plan and stick to it. You have to decide what time of day that you want to exercise. According to checkyourhealth.org, the time of day makes no difference whether you're waking up at 4 a.m. to go out for a run or whether this is going as late as 8 p.m. Make sure that's the time that you're available every single day, and give yourself time after the workout is over for a little bit of cool down, and also you'll probably want to take a shower as well. Now, also remember that you shouldn't be working out every single day. Your muscles need at least 1 to 2 days per week to recover. I would say if you're just starting out, 30 minutes per workout 3 times a week. Then you can gradually work yourself up to 5 to 6 days per week of exercising. Next, we'll be going over what you will want to do while you're exercising. Now, before you work out, you're going to want to figure out what you'll be doing while you work out. And that depends entirely on you. What are your goals? What are your reasons for working out? If you just generally want to see some of the benefits that we talked about earlier and get more fit, start out by researching a more well-rounded exercise regimen that fits you. Later on down the road, if you say get passionate about running, then you can start to focus on that. But definitely when starting out, start off with a more well-rounded program. Now, if you're going to a certain sport activity, then you may want to do things related to that. For example, I'm in Air Force ROTC, so our PT tests are focused on push-ups, sit-ups, and a mile-and-a-half run. So that's mostly what I focus on. I do push-ups and lift weights with my arms, and I do core exercises, and I, of course, run. And that mostly satisfies me. I try to add in some other things like leg days, but overall, that's the majority of what I do. And if you are in a sport activity, you may want to talk to your coaches or do some other research into it to find out what you may want to work on. Now, there are many philosophies related to exercise plans. And one philosophy is focusing on a single group of muscles per day. That's where you hear people talk about things like leg days, like I mentioned earlier. And that's what I try to do. I take a muscle group, like say my arms, and I focus on it. And I do exercise related to it for the entire duration of the workout. Other philosophies are push and pull days, where you spend one day pushing things, right? Like bench presses, push-ups, things like that. And other days you spend pulling things towards you. And they each have their own pros and cons. And then there are other things like yoga that you may want to incorporate, perhaps as cool down stretches, or you may want to take an entire day out of your schedule to incorporate them. Next, we'll be talking about some resources that you have at your disposal to try and come up with such a plan. Next, let's review some resources that you have at your disposal to develop a workout plan. If you're near a local gym, make sure to take advantage of that and see if they have any personal trainers that can help you develop a plan that's right for you. Next are, of course, friends, as always, who are there for you. Working out with a friend can be very enjoyable, and they can teach you a thing or two. I have a friend who's a rower, and I worked out with him one time. He taught me how to use a rowing machine, and it was the best workout I ever had. And my legs were shaking for like 15 minutes afterwards. It was insane. And there are also many electronic resources at your disposal as well. Online on exercise.com, for example, there are compilations of reliable websites you can use to help you develop a fitness plan. There are, of course, online forums, but those can be untrustworthy, and you won't want to take their word for it. You'll want to research ideas on your own. And then there are also things like Fitbits that can help you to track your fitness, and those can be extremely good, especially if you're tracking calories. So now let's review. Today we've gone over the reasons for and how to exercise. Remember, if you can exercise, you should. There are so many benefits, as I laid out earlier on the video, and that was just the tip of the iceberg right there for the benefits of exercise. Now, for my workout technique, I use calisthenics, which is essentially just bodyweight exercises. I just run, do push-ups, pull-ups, things like that. That means I need no equipment. You don't either. Go online, develop a research a plan for yourself on how you will exercise. And then just give yourself half an hour a day, roughly every other day, and that's all you need. That averages out to just 1% of your day. An idea what Arnold Schwarzenegger has been campaigning on, saying that if you just put 15 minutes a day towards exercise, that can change your life completely. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.